Things beginning to come into focus here in the second weekend in October. It's Iowa State taking on West Virginia, both teams with identical 3-2 and 1-1 records. When you look at the standings in the Big 12, big one earlier today, just ending, Oklahoma defeating Texas. They're at 3-0 in conference play. Iowa State and West Virginia both at 1-1. Iowa State's only conference loss was against Baylor by a single point. West Virginia trying to bounce back after last week's disappointment against Texas. The day started off, folks, with cloudy rain showers. Since that time, a benevolent sky spattering down on a pristine field here in Morgantown. September's in the rear view. They remember November. But the month of October, man, it's got a lot to say. I'll look at the two respective coaches. Neal Brown in his first year here in Morgantown. His team in uncharted territory, wondering how they'll respond to their first conference loss. And Matt Campbell's team with 2 losses this year, but very close in both of them. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Jones alongside Dusty Dvorak, chopping it up. Olivia Decker downstairs joining us in just a bit. A huge October already. Number 3, Georgia losing earlier today against South Carolina. Dusty, when you look at the two teams on the field, though, it's all about October opportunity. You like Iowa State, don't you?
It's a good football team, well-rounded football team on both sides of the ball. And, you know, after a rough loss, 2-point loss at Baylor, they bounced back with their best performance of the season against TCU. And when you look at this Matt Campbell football team over the last 3 years, 8-0 in the month of October. Wow. This is where they hit their stride.
West Virginia, meanwhile, they were disappointed last week in losing to a Texas team that lost earlier today against Oklahoma. What do you expect out of them today?
West Virginia is already, in my opinion, ahead of schedule. Lost a lot of seniors from last year. New culture, new coach. Everything's new here. 3-2 record, and as you mentioned, they played well enough to be in that football game with Texas. Turnovers prevented it. If they can beat a quality team in Iowa State today, man, fast forward this schedule for Neal Brown, they will be way ahead of where most people anticipate.
Yeah, pivotal for them. Toe meets weather in the second Saturday in October. And let's go downstairs to Olivia.
Mark, don't mess with sophomore quarterback Brock Purdy. Since he came on the scene a year ago, he hasn't lost a game in October. So, happy Brocktober. It's a Purdy party, guys. The sophomore quarterback leads the Big 12 in passing yards and is just as scary on his feet. Last week, he had career-high 102 yards on the ground to start the month off right. A handful for the West Virginia defense today. And Brock's coaches say they put 2 things on him this week. 1, making the best decisions in the pocket. And I really like number 2, have more fun. That can be hard for a young quarterback. So, Dusty, can we factor in fun in his QBR today? That's just an idea.
Why not?
Absolutely.
Pass complete on the first play. Milton, yeah, he's ready to Brock West Virginia's world today.
Well, okay, I see what you did there. Look, he's really, since last season when he stepped in against Oklahoma State, he's changed the trajectory of this program and continues to get better and better each and every week. A true dual threat at the quarterback spot for Iowa State.
Swung it for a first down to Tariq Milton, one of his favorite targets on the first play of the game at the 35. West Virginia won the toss, deferring to the second half. He's now 2 for 2. Purdy is out to the 43-yard line to LaMichael Pettaway with 3 touchdown catches already on the season.
Quick game here to start for Brock Purdy in the Iowa State offense. Easy throws, ball out of his hand, very accurate passer, an excellent decision maker.
2nd and 3, Johnny Lang getting the start at tailback today. He's in behind Purdy. They're going to run it with Lang. And Lang is going to be stopped up right around that first down marker. Let's see where they spot it. It looks like he got enough. Johnny Lang out of Palmetto, Florida. 5'8" sophomore picked up 3 yards for the first down.
Lang's the smallest of these running backs you'll see today, but I think he has really come on and become the best. 4 touchdowns the last 2 games, good vision, and able to hit those holes with good, smart, quality cuts.
From the 45. Deshaunte Jones is their leading receiver, number 8 down there on the field. They're going to run it again. Lang gets another opportunity, and he's going to be stuck right around the line of scrimmage. Hey, Dusty, we saw the finish of that Georgia-South Carolina game. What do you make of the significance of that victory today?
It was huge. I mean, that's a Georgia team that a lot of people had getting into the college football playoff, maybe winning a national championship. That was on their home field in Athens. I think it just goes to show you got to bring it each and every week in college football, and man, makes for a wild day. Maybe we're in for something a little crazy here this afternoon in Morgantown.
Gotta love it. 2nd down and 9. Purdy with plenty of time. And finally, wrapped up back at the 42-yard line. Qualls was the first one to get there along with Jordan Jefferson. Sets up a long 3rd down.
Well, I love what they do here with Dylan Tankery. Middle linebacker. He's just going to play a spy technique. Watch him as he sees him. There's going to be nothing there down the field. It's good coverage. He's just waiting. He's just going to spy. Purdy wants to run. Dylan up by the middle linebacker, making Brock Purdy hold the football in a big sack, setting up 3rd and long.
Got the Still brothers up front. Darius and Dante Stills rushing Purdy. Incomplete. No flag on the play. Intended for the big tight end, Charlie Kohler, was broken up nicely by Kerry Martin Jr. And it's 4th down. After that 1st down, Iowa State will have to punt.
Excellent start for Vic Coney's defense. Coverage very good down the field. Try to sneak it into the big tight end, Charlie Kohler. Double coverage. Pass broken up by the true freshman, Kerry Martin.
Rivera punting, takes a really good Cyclone bounce all the way down inside the 5-yard line. Wow, 54 yards, nothing on the return. Pin deep, 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers when we come back. Yeah, Olivia threw 4 interceptions last week, and we'll see how he bounces back from that. Although all 4 weren't his fault, according to his coaches. He completes this first one to Kennedy McCoy out of the backfield, down to the 13-yard line. Brought down by Orion Vance, a pick of 9.
Well, watching the tape, I would agree with the coaches. One was on a receiver, one was a great play by the defense, and a couple, Austin's got to make better decisions.
Hands it off here to a McCoy again. Stopped up right around that 1st down marker by Mike Rose. And one of the key deals today is that Greg Eisworth is not playing today defensively for Iowa State in that unique formation that they run defensively with their safeties.
Yeah, it's that 3 high safeties, and Greg Eisworth is what they call the star, sets in the middle of the defense, really one of the best defensive players in the Big 12. Huge loss for the Cyclone defense here this afternoon.
See what they get done on 3rd and 1 here. Going to run it again, and this time they pick up the 1st down. Kennedy McCoy with another carry picks up 3. McCoy averaging almost 3.5 yards per pop this season. Senior out of Lexington, North Carolina.
I think he's starting to hit his stride right now. Really a slasher, has good vision, and an excellent pass catcher we saw on 1st down out of the backfield. They want to run the football today, Jonesy. They want to force Iowa State to have to bring one of those safeties down and get out of so much coverage. Real key for this Mountaineer offense to be able to establish the run game and run it effectively.
Play clock down to 3. Kendall takes the snap. Nowhere to go, going to take off, has a blocker in front of him. And he's going to pick up the 1st down, sliding safely at the 28-yard line. Kelby Wickline, number 72, the starting right guard, with a nice escort downfield.
This is a really smart play by Austin. He looks back, surveys the field, and he sees there wide open grass in front, and a quality pickup.
Going quick, eludes harm, and slides again. We're going to mark it at about the 30-yard line, picked up 3 on the play. Austin Kendall hasn't played a lot of football. You heard Olivia Decker a moment ago chronicle and document his years at Oklahoma, sitting behind 2 Heisman Trophy winners before transferring here to Morgantown, West Virginia. This is his 1st year as a starter. And had he stayed in Norman, Oklahoma, he'd be behind the guy that's putting up good numbers again today, Jalen Hurts. Hands it off again to Kennedy McCoy. And McCoy is going to set up a 3rd down and about 2 to go. Picks up 5 on the play.
Good movement up front, low pad level running by Kennedy McCoy. Drives his legs, and this is where West Virginia wants to be. Very third and manageable situations. Playbook wide open for Neal Brown and Chad Scott.
That offensive line, Dusty, really close in their brotherhood. They spent a lot of time together off the football field. Part of the family-related emphasis that head coach Neal Brown is undertaking here in Morgantown. Tell you more about that later. 3rd and 2. Pressure. Kendall coughs it up. Fumble. And it looked like the Mountaineers got it back, but a big hit coming off the edge by Anthony Johnson Jr. to jar that ball loose. And it's 4th down for the Mountaineers.
Well, John Haycock, he dialed up the pressure. I mean, they bring a lot of guys, both backers, and then it's going to be the corner coming off the edge. McCoy actually steps up and gets initial backer on the blitz pickup, but they brought more than what West Virginia could protect with. Austin Kendall has to realize that, got to get rid of the football. Big hit by Anthony Johnson. Aggressive play call by the defensive coordinator, John Haycock, who's really made a name for himself since they've come to the Big 12.
Graldin with that rugby-style kick. And the Australian transfer from LSU kicks it 43 yards. Fair catch called by Milton. 1st and 10 from there when we come back. Just underway here in Morgantown, West Virginia. All right, Matt, back here on the 24-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Cyclones. They had a 3 and out on their last possession. Just their 3rd 3 and out of the season. Hardy fires on the slant, incomplete behind his receiver, Milton. Not a great throw by Purdy, Dusty.
No, absolutely not. Play action pass, middle of the field's wide open, and he's got Tariq Milton inside position on the post. He puts that on the money. I don't know, maybe Milton takes it to the house, working on a true freshman, Nick Troy Fortune. It's a misfire by the sophomore quarterback, Brock Purdy.
2nd down and 10. Out of the backfield, incomplete, intended for Nwangu. That one should have been caught. And in a blink, it's 3rd down and 10. Keep in mind that this West Virginia secondary missing Keith Washington today.
And Nwangu didn't look it all the way in. Hit him right in the hands. A couple of easy pitch and catches on back-to-back plays for this Cyclone offense, and unable to get any receptions.
Brock Purdy still hasn't targeted his leading receiver, Deshaunte Jones, number 8. 3rd down and 10. This might be a good time. Jones, their leading receiver, goes in motion to the top of your screen, sets in the slot. Quick pressure, the perfect call, picked off! Room service! Mountaineers! Tyke Smith. Wow. I was just pointing out that defense a little bit short on numbers today with the absence of their top DB, Keith Washington, their leading interception guy, but they get one anyway. They lead 7-0. Dusty will break it down on the other side of this. Boy, what a start for the Mountaineers, capitalizing on that tip drill pick six for the touchdown. Breece Hall now is in at tailback. Nwangu, who had those drops, one leading to the touchdown, on the sidelines watching, incomplete. Out to the 50-yard line. Good pressure again by Darius Stills, number 56, who tells his brother Dante, see you there, beat you there when it comes to getting to the quarterback.
Such a cool story, man. I mean, very rarely do you see brothers playing on the same team, let alone in the same room, on the same position group. And these two, we got a lot to tell you about them, but we had a chance to talk with Darius, who's having a phenomenal season and a special relationship he has with his brother, Dante.
2nd and 10. Purdy completes this pass to Petaway, and the Cyclones pick up the first down. That time, Stills couldn't get there. We've got this selfie story on See You There, Beat You There.
Hey, playing with my brother Dante is really cool. We have this thing called Meet Me There, Beat Me There. It gets us ready to line up each snap. And it's kind of a thing where it's like, okay, meet me there, beat me there. It's like if I meet me there on the play, or I'm going to beat you there. And it's kind of a little competition we have.
Well, they're doing pretty good right now.
Meet me there,
I'm not sure what the wager is, if any. 12-yard gain on that last play. This is Breece Hall, the true freshman, not running like one. With poise belying his age, he picks up 18. 6'1", 205 out of Wichita, Kansas.
Big hole off the right side, getting behind their best offensive lineman, Josh Kniffel.
They're going to run it, give it to the freshman, Hall. Boy, Hall has been kind of impressive, Dusty, breaking a couple tackles, picked up 4 on the play. Josh Norwood finally making the stop. What do you make of the fact that Hall is in there for Nwangu?
Well, I'm surprised we haven't seen Johnny Lang. I mean, Johnny Lang's the guy that's been really, I thought, been the most productive running back the last couple of weeks. Had 4 touchdowns. The last 2 weeks catches it the best out of the backfield. Nwangu couldn't hold on to the football. And Breece Hall, highly touted kid out of high school, they thought he might be the most talented running back they have.
Purdy lost his balance, completes it. Boy, he kept that play alive. Chase Allen, another one of those tall, imposing tight ends at 6'7", picks up 3 on the play. Chandler with the tackle. Under a minute to go here, 3rd down and 4 for the Mountaineers. They converted on 4th down several plays ago.
That's the other thing about Brock Purdy. I mean, he really keeps the play alive. It's almost at times like he has eyes in the back of his head. Really does a quality job of baiting the rush. It's like 2 big tight ends in the game here for Iowa State.
Play clock at 3. Purdy complete. Kohler just shy of the end zone at the 1-yard line. Charlie Kohler with 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. 1st and goal, Cyclones. Well, that was close. They stepped out of bounds right there at about the 2.
That's the end of the first quarter.
The first 15 minutes in the books. Charlie Kohler with a great catch and run a moment ago to put them in striking distance. The Cyclones trailing by 7 when we come back. Well, they do it big here in Morgantown. They dream big and keep going. So when everyone else goes back, the Mountaineers like to say they go first, but right now it's the Cyclones. Goal to go. Touchdown. Hall ran through the arms of Tonkery for the score.
Physical run by the true freshman. Met it just in front of the goal line by Dylan Tonkery. This is just 1-2 and power running through contact. Lowers the shoulder, keeps the legs moving. Little spin into the end zone. Cap off a nice drive for Iowa State.
That's those weight room squats, right, Dusty?
That's right. Coaches said Breece Hall, probably the smoothest running back and most natural they have. He's getting his opportunities here early in Morgantown.
That was the first rushing touchdown of Breece Hall's career, and we're knotted at 7 apiece. Just underway in the second quarter. Just think of what could have been had Brock Purdy not been able to make a play a moment ago. Sinkfield behind that wall and brought down at about the 31-yard line, where it'll be 1st down and 10. Allison going up top. You know which camera is my favorite?
Which one?
That one right there, baby, in the booth that shows that on camera.
You like the Snoop cam, huh?
The Snoop cam. And this is the one, folks, that Dusty didn't get a chance to show you on that nice little fancy graphic. That one right there. When Mr. Turnberger, our director, says on camera, we jump.
Oh, ready.
Just jump into action and then back to the field. It's a window into what we do and why we do it. Give you some pictures and some great sights from the field and beyond. A first down run by Letty Brown. Brown averaging 5.2 yards per run on the season. That's tops among tailbacks. Picked up 11 on that play.
By the way, Orion Vance went off the field, as did 33 Braxton Lewis. A couple of quality players for the Cyclone defense.
Allison completes this pass to his receiver, Sam James. James had a touchdown last week. 44-yard catch in the first quarter, picked up 8 there. This week's college football playoff rankings brought to you by Allstate. There it is.
Huge upset today.
In double overtime.
In Athens, Georgia. Man, many people saw that coming.
The Texas-Oklahoma game was a little bit closer. Of course, considering it's a rivalry, you would expect that. A 1-yard gain by Brown. Make it a 3-yard gain. Johnson making the tackle on the play.
Letty Brown, a thicker, more physical runner than Kennedy McCoy. Nice compliments to each other. Good start to this drive.
On the screen pass, complete to Letty Brown. Ball came loose, and the Cyclones say they have it, and they do. Neal Brown said one of his priorities with this program is to make sure they hold on to the ball to give themselves a chance. That time, they failed in that endeavor. And the Cyclones have it. And Brown comes up limping, too.
They try to run the screen. I want you to watch the nose tackle. 92, Jamal Johnson. The recognition of screen. When that center leaves, gets in his hip pocket, right there at the running back, he gets him by the legs, and then the strip by 23 Mike Rose. You know what I call that? Getting that lawnmower started. Get down there and yank on that thing and get it going. Excellent job by the nose tackle, recognizing second guy in as the ball carrier's held up. Mike Rose rips it out, and a big takeaway by the Cyclone defense.
Get that lawnmower started.
Get it going. There it is. Get the lawnmower started. Yep. You know who taught me that, right?
Who's that?
Mr. Brian Urlacher.
Urlacher, okay.
Played with him for the Bears. What he
Former
said, man,
teammate.
he used to get that lawnmower going, man. Woo!
Brees Hall in the ball game at tailback. First down and 10 from the 34 for Iowa State. They scored on their last possession. Their first one of the second quarter. Purdy on the play action. Complete to his big tight end over the middle. That's Sainer as we go to Olivia.
After that first Iowa State touchdown, they came to the bench, and Matt Campbell brought them all in, the whole offense, and he knelt down and said, guys, take better care of the football. We're better than that, and it's all about the details. Don't lose sight of the details. Let's see if they can do it here.
Well, a good-looking start, Olivia, to this drive after that pass and catch for 21 yards. 34-yard line, first and 10. They hand it off to the true freshman, still on his feet, breaking tackles, moving the pile all the way down to the 20-yard line. Brock Purdy incomplete at the 20-yard line, intended for Charlie Kohler. We talked about the multi-sport talents of the Iowa State players. Charlie Kohler played high school basketball in Norman, Oklahoma. How about you, Dusty? One of his high school teammates was Trey Young. But even Young couldn't have caught this.
Now, look at this. So I love the break. Look at 15. Break on the football, zone coverage, eyes on the quarterback, jumps the route. Excellent job by Kerry Martin, the safety, getting the PBU.
Second down and long. Hand it off again to Hall. Great spin move. Oh, he hit him with a little bit of sauce and makes it inside the 20 down to the 19-yard line. Brees Hall is having a nice afternoon, picking up 11 yards on that carry.
He's smooth and accelerates. You see quite a few runs off that right side. Coming behind 66, Josh Kniffel, the best offensive lineman up front. Bryce Meeker, the right tackle, opening up big holes for Breece Hall in this running game.
He's got 51 yards on the ground today.
Big third down here for West Virginia's defense. Need to get a stop.
The penalty kept him on the field the last time. Hall again, and he's going to end up with a 4th and about 1 to go after that 8-yard run. Do you even thinking about keeping the offense on the field? Do you take the field goal?
I think you already thought about it when you ran the football on 3rd down.
Okay.
I think that was already in play. So absolutely, I think they're going for it as a couple of tight ends trot onto the field.
A look at the defensive coordinator, Vic Koenig, for West Virginia. 4th and about 2.
Running a lot along the right side of the offensive line.
We haven't seen much from Deshaunte Jones today. They're going to run it. Purdy keeps it. Let's check out the spot. It's going to be real close. That is going to be incredibly close.
I just wonder if they knew that they had a full 2 yards.
Purdy's a pretty accomplished runner.
First down.
Yeah. Hey, but here's another interesting aspect of this. As Brock Purdy checked to under center, Matt Campbell knew that he was checking to a quarterback sneak, and he runs in from the side, and he doesn't like the call. He was surprised as I was, and he's trying to get the timeout. They don't give him the timeout, but in the end, it looks as if his offense gets a first down.
Yeah. Coach Campbell got to work on his sideline speed a little bit.
I don't know. It worked out that he didn't get the call. The game of inches. Brock Purdy just enough.
Sets up a 1st down and goal from the 10-yard line. 7.5 to go in the first half. Both these teams 1 up, 1 down in conference play. Petway in motion, now sets. They run it into the boundary with the freshman Breece Hall nowhere to go. They're going to lose about 3.5 yards on the play. Dusty, I got to ask you, how interesting you find it we haven't heard much from Deshaunte Jones, their leading receiver so far.
Very. They have not got him involved much at all. And, you know, they find a way to get him the football in all kinds of ways. Shallow crossing routes, give it to him on jet sweeps, throwing the ball down the field. And one of the most productive receivers in the Big 12. Been very quiet today.
Not on the field for this play. Sainer goes in motion. Brock Purdy with plenty of time into the end zone, incomplete. Flag thrown on the play intended for Shaw Jr. And Martin Jr. was there defending on the play. Sean Shaw Jr. is a long target out of Jones, Oklahoma.
This is the right call. The true freshman safety gets his left arm wrapped around Shaw.
Pass interference by number 15 of the defense. By rule, the ball is placed at the 2-yard line. First down.
We saw him earlier with an excellent break on the football. Left hand gets wrapped around the shoulder. Far too much contact. Good call by the official.
Why am I just finding out now there's a place called Jones, Oklahoma, and you live in this state? You didn't tell me?
Well, Jones isn't far from Norman.
I didn't know that.
It's like 20 minutes.
You got to have me over more.
You got to ask. You still don't even know how many counties are in the state of Florida. Come on, man.
1st and goal here in West Virginia. Shaw Jr. motions to the top of your screen. Purdy takes off. Touchdown. Cyclones. Brock Purdy doesn't run a lot, but when he chooses to, he's very efficient.
This is old school. Quarterback counter, okay? Block down, and their big man, Kniffel, going to lead out in front. Excellent execution. Kniffel paves the way. Brock Purdy, physical running, lowers the shoulder, gets in to cap off a 10-play, 66-yard touchdown drive.
Well, that was pretty impressive. And it was kept alive by that one pivotal penalty with the personal foul, hands to the face. Just when it seemed like West Virginia's defense was going to get off the field.
Immediate timeout.
Purdy, first name Brock. Back after this.
Forecasting for something?
Maybe a little,
gonna have a tough one against Deshaun Watson. So lines beat up. Holmes' ankle.
Watson's been taking care of business. On the return, this is Sinkfield. Stayed on his feet, finally brought down at the 23-yard line. Kennedy McCoy in a tailback. Allison with nowhere to go, swallowed by Mike Rose as we go down to Olivia.
Iowa State linebacker Orion Vance is still in the locker room. He leads the Big 12 in sacks per game. He's had one every game this season. That's a big loss. And with him not on the field, the Cyclones are missing a key contributor on all three levels of defense. With defensive end Jaquan Bailey, broken leg, didn't even make the trip. Eisworth, the safety, shoulder injury. He's in street clothes on the sideline. Those are three big-time players on that Iowa State defense not on the field.
It's a great point, Olivia. You're exactly right. Almost stepped in, and he's played well for him so far.
On the jailbreak screen, pass complete to Sam James, who's been largely bottled up today.
Yeah,
but this Iowa State defense holding up still.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's part of what John Haycock, they play so many different guys throughout the course of the season. They earn the right to play, so the depth on this defense is very solid, but it's tough to replace quality players like they have these last couple of games.
Jack Allison with plenty of time completes it for the first down to TJ Simmons. And Simmons finally run out of bounds in Cyclone territory.
We're finally starting to get these receivers going a little bit. We saw Sam James getting a touch, and TJ Simmons coming off his best game against Texas. Big wide receiver on the deep over route. An excellent pass by Jack Ellison on time and on target out in front where the receiver can get quality yardage after the catch. Big time pickup on third down.
Allison off his back foot completes the pass in traffic to Sam James, and an 11-yard gain on the play. Allison throwing that ball with a lot of confidence.
And this is a timing route. Ball comes out before he's out of his break. Watch the strong hands. Go up and snatch it, bring it down. Big time play right there down the field.
Jennings with the catch. First down and 10, approaching 3 minutes to go in the half.
He's getting some confidence here.
And that play blown up at the 30-yard line by Jamal Johnson out of Savage, Minnesota. Looking like one on that play.
Second big play he's made, remember, on the screen earlier. And how about the strong hands? Not only does he bring it down, but Iowa State ripping away at it. Jennings not letting it go.
Loss of 4 on the play. Allison taking a shot into the end zone. And almost intercepted, broken up nicely at the last moment on the play by Wright Jr. Lawrence Wright almost had himself a pick.
This one got a little bit away from Allison, puts a little bit too much air on it, overthrows his target a little bit. Nice break on the ball by Lawrence White. You wonder if that sun in the eyes had anything to do with him not being able to come down with it, but either way, nice read on the quarterback. A big-time pass breakup.
3rd and 14 from the 29-yard line. 10th play of this West Virginia drive. 3rd and 14. Over the middle, complete. Milton got some work to do and got the first down. Simmons. TJ with a 15-yard gain to move the chains.
Just a shallow crossing route, and he uses speed to run away from the defender. Picks up a key block on the sideline by his running back, Leddie Brown. Huge conversion on 3rd and 14. Second big third down conversion. On 3rd and long, they've made 3rd overall in this drive. Heck of a drive. Here's we get closer to half.
Allison's been hot. Hands it off to his tailback, Brown. And Brown picked up about 3 on the play, tackled by Jake Hummel.
You know, TJ Simmons, going back to him, coaches kind of thought maybe the light bulb turned on after that game against Texas last week. He did his best job yards after the catch, and you wonder, had confidence starting to spill over a little bit here on this drive.
Second leading wide receiver coming into the game today. Went for a $135 against the Longhorns in that loss here. 2nd and 7. Over the middle, complete. Hit his big tight end. O'Loughlin, and that's going to be a 1st and goal. Got enough for the first down, 8 yards. Boy, Allison looking good.
This job by Jack Allison, I mean, to lose Austin Kendall when they did early on in the first quarter, he's come in just poised in the pocket, 8 of 10. Second excellent drive he's commandeered. I mean, he's done a heck of a job. Neal Brown has to be elated at the job of Jack Allison.
He's hit 8 of his last 9. Going to hand it off here. Brown trying to get to the edge and chopped down nicely at the 8-yard line by Justin Bickham. Boy, you talk about good open field tackling. 2nd and goal. Allison complete. Simmons walk on in. Style and profile.
We just talked about T.J. Simmons' ability, yards after the catch. It's zone coverage. And 23, Mike Rose, he gets caught up with Mike O'Loughlin, the tight end. Nobody in that zone. And then it's a foot race. And T.J. Simmons, speed and a little stiff arm before he walks into the end zone.
That's his 2nd touchdown catch of the season, the 3rd of his career. And Jack Allison has come in relief for Austin Kendall. And this game is knotted at 14 apiece. And that's going to be the end of the first half. Matt Campbell's team had led at 14-7. But Jack Allison rallied his team downfield. Intriguing second half coming up as we go back to the studio.
Coach, your defense just allowed a touchdown, but you're missing key players on that side of the ball. How do you adjust?
Yeah, you just got to keep playing. You know, I think that's something that's been a part of our program. It's part of football. You can lose really good players, and the next guy's got to step up. So I think some great opportunity for some of our young guys right now.
Speaking of young guys, your true freshman running back, Breece Hall, putting together quite the half. How is he helping your offense go?
Well, I think he's taken advantage of a great opportunity, you know, and I'm really proud of him. He's a young man that's got a lot of talent, and so consistency in the second half will be big for him.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
You're watching the Big 12 Conference on ESPN. You ever been fly fishing, Dusty?
I have not. I love fishing, but I wish. I heard it's great.
Are you a live bait guy or a fake bait?
Don't matter, man.
You gotta have the right bait, man.
That's right.
Gotta have the right bait. Tied at 14.
Beautiful river there.
Yes, on the banks of the mighty Monongahela here in Morgantown, West Virginia. Hey, what an interesting first half. And we have been told that Austin Kendall will not come back to the game. From the 5-yard line on the return, Sam James, their potent wide receiver, takes it out to the 24-yard line, where it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Mountaineers. And for more, let's go to Olivia.
Yeah, Neal Brown told me that quarterback Austin Kendall will not return, and he didn't say what the injury was. All he said was it's not a shoulder. Now, Jack Allison doing well, and he started their bowl game last year. That gives Neal Brown a lot of confidence in the quarterback. He said all we're telling him to do is don't do too much. And defensively, he really likes that score on defense early in the game, but he said they got to get off the field. Guys, yesterday Neal Brown was telling us this win would be pivotal. It put them ahead of schedule. That's what this West Virginia team is thinking about right now.
Yeah, he talked about the importance of that. That's great work there, Olivia. On the draw out to the 23-yard line. Loss of 1 on the play.
That first half about as even as it can get. Plays, total yards, 1st downs. The only discrepancy really 3rd down. West Virginia has moved the sticks, not shown. Iowa State 2 for 2 on 4th down. What a close, hard-fought first half between the Cyclones and the Mountaineers.
Jack Allison, a quarterback. He's waited for this moment after patiently being the understudy for a couple of years behind Will Greer. They're going to run it with McCoy into the boundary. Nowhere to go. It's going to be 3rd down and about 12 to go. Matt Leo making the stop.
Strong start here from Iowa State along their defensive line, playing the other side of the ball on both 1st and 2nd down.
Out of the shotgun. Pass complete for the 1st down. Let's see where they spot this. T.J. Simmons made the grab, and they're going to move the chains on the good spot.
Wow, Iowa State, their typical drop 8, only rush 3, and an excellent route run, knowing exactly where the sticks are, gets past it, and another great throw on 3rd and long delivered by Jack Allison. It's becoming a go-to receiver for Allison here since he's come in. TJ Simmons, after his biggest game of his career against Texas, really starting to put up some nice numbers this afternoon.
Yeah, he's got 4 catches for 65 yards today and a touchdown. First down and 10, right in motion. Allison kept it on the option. Jack Allison, pretty good size on the running attempt there. 6'6", 210. Started the bowl game last year.
Long, and they told us he has a big arm. I've already mentioned it, but a gunslinger mentality, and they said that he's kind of just struggled knowing where to go with the football. No struggles or signs of that so far today.
There's a highly sought recruit out of high school, completes the pass, but a good tackle by Young on McCoy. And a long 3rd down coming up.
Datrone Young coming up from the corner position as McCoy catches out of the backfield. As soon as he catches it, big hit, form tackle by a man they call Speedy.
And he's going to be sacked. Allison sacked by Peterson, the former high school wrestler, one of those great multi-sport athletes, making a big play.
Well, he's going to come from over here, and he's going to loop around and make a nice sack. Excellent job on the game. You see him loop around. Jack Allison doesn't see him coming, and a big sack. And you mentioned it, former wrestler, a guy who has a great motor, try-hard guy, one of the guys referenced by Matt Campbell talking about multi-sport athletes. And really, since Jaquan Bailey's gone down, been a huge, huge player for this defense.
And that's going to be down at the 30-yard line. Iowa State tied at 14. Look at the graphic. They know all about playing in close games already this season. How will this one turn out for them? Plenty of football left. Knotted at 14. Purdy on the slant, incomplete. Good coverage by the true freshman Fortune. Working against Petway.
All right, Jonesy, how about this? Maybe sometimes we'd like to go back in time. The tuition for a West Virginia student in 1867 was?
1867?
$8 for 13 weeks. Room and board, $3.50 a week. I think there's a lot of college students and parents out there that like to see those type of numbers.
Yeah, that's a great line. That's so true. Adjusted for inflation, I wonder what that works out to today. Nice run by the freshman Brees Hall. A 9-yard gain. Mahone making the hit.
The end of this run, watch Brees Hall accelerate and watch the contact, lowering the shoulder and running through the safety. This true freshman running back has been impressive, lowering the pads and lowering the boom. Nice run on 2nd down.
3rd and short for Hall in the offense. He gets another opportunity, picks up the 1st down. His opportunity, Dusty, comes as a result of Nwangu having those 2 plays, pivotal plays. One was a drop, the other one was a pass he should have caught that led directly to the tip and interception for a touchdown the other way.
Back-to-back plays, absolutely. Since then, it's been pretty much all Brees Hall at the running back spot. Man, he's made the most of it.
1st and 10 from the 44. Hall again. Brought down by Darius Stills, picked up 4. But Hall not getting a Hall pass from this Mountaineer defense, but making the most of his opportunity. Averaging almost 7 yards per carry before that last one.
He's smooth, accelerates, powerful on contact. Turning those legs, he found the end zone back in the 1st half.
Purdy over the middle, caught on a nice comeback and run. Milton on the move, and Milton brought down at about the 24. Josh Norwood finally collared him and brought him down, but a pickup of 28 to move the sticks.
Patience by Purdy in the pocket, and he finds his target, Tariq Milton.
They're already down a corner, now two. The freshman touchdown! Oh!
This is a breakout game here today for Breece Hall.
His second touchdown, Dusty.
This is going to be a zone that starts to the left. Excellent vision as he cuts it back, picks up a block from his tight end, Chase Allen.
Here we go, Stae.
9:39 to go in the third quarter. Impressive drive. And Hall with the finishing touches. Has 12 carries, 83 yards. And Dusty will break this down tactically, strategically on the other side of this commercial break. On the banks of the Monongahela River, 21-14, the Cyclones taking a 7-point lead against West Virginia. Plenty of time to go in this football game, approaching the midway point of the third quarter. After that impressive drive by Brock Purdy. He came into the game their leading rusher. They're trying to stay in the pocket a little bit more and cut down on his rush attempts. This is the Mountaineers taking it out to the 27-yard line.
Breece Hall having a career day, 12 carries, 83 yards. That's the second touchdown of the day, all career highs for the true freshman running back.
Saying hallelujah right now. 9.5 minutes to go. And Allison out of trouble. Showing great poise, and a catch made by TJ Simmons. Picked up 9, so Allison has that big arm, but shows he can use his feet a little bit too. Jamal Johnson in hot pursuit.
Moves to his left, evades the rush of the big nose tackle Johnson. Nice job by Simmons working back to his quarterback.
4 receiver formation. Kennedy McCoy in the backfield beside Jack Allison. Handed off and out to the 41-yard line. It's Kennedy McCoy.
This Iowa State defense today has created a lot of negative plays. 3 sacks, 9 tackles for loss. Their secondary gets so much praise, but man, the front 7, front 5, John Haycock has these guys playing at a really high level.
On the receiver screen, the tunnel screen complete to James for a few yards. Picked up 2 on the play, stopped up by that defense. We were talking about the multi-sport ability of Zach Peterson, number 55 for the Cyclones, former high school wrestler. Coaching staff saw him competing in a high school wrestling tournament, pinned 2 opponents back-to-back, one in 12 seconds, the next one in 48 seconds. In back-to-back matches, they said, you know what, I think we need to offer him and have him play next year. That pass incomplete to Kennedy McCoy. And this offense is going to have to tap out on this series, Dusty.
Yeah, I don't know if that would have been a first down. McCoy just drops the football. It looked like he was going to be just shy of first down yardage, but not what you want to see from your running back, who typically is a sure-handed receiver out of the backfield.
Hold on, what was your second sport?
My second sport?
Were you a multi-sport guy?
Come on, man. I did everything.
Really?
Yeah, I played some basketball, played a little baseball, definitely played soccer until high school, and I mean, come on, man. State championship and shot put, powerlifting.
Okay, you can stop. You can stop now. No wrestling, though, right?
We didn't have wrestling at my school.
Oh.
I could pin you, though, if you'd like for me to.
I got that fireman's carry. Watch it. Back to the action. Nice cut by Breece Hall, and Hall gets the first down on a gain of 13 yards. Mahone finally making the tackle on the play. From the 30. As Hall approaches 100 yards, he'll get that on this carry. Norwood making the tackle. Dusty, what kind of impact do you think it'll have on that West Virginia secondary? This began the day without their starter, Keith Washington. Hakeem Bailey ejected because of targeting.
I think it's huge. I mean, those 2 guys were 2 of the better players on this defense and both played very well.
Purdy surveying. The safety valve out of the backfield. The true freshman, Breece Hall, makes the catch. Fortune pushes him out of bounds after the 5-yard gain.
Anytime you're on a graphic with Alabama, that's never a bad sign.
Yeah.
West Virginia would like to change those numbers here at home. And a game, as Olivia told us earlier, talking with Neal Brown, deem this as a pivotal point in their season.
3rd and 12. Pass is caught. Boy, Petway, let's see where they spot it. Let's see where they put the ball down, and they're going to give him the first down. You could hear the reaction of the fans. It's a gain of 12. And they're a little bit incensed.
Going to bring a blitz. How about the blitz pickup by Breece Hall, the true freshman, and a big reception, athletic reception by LaMichael Petway.
This is a very passionate fan base through the years, and Coach Brown was telling us about how it's the type of fan base you want to play for and win for. They had some 19,000 show up at their spring game. 1:20 to go in the 3rd. Hall got about 3. Shea Campbell making the tackle. 1:11 to go in the 3rd. What a day it's been for Breece Hall. Remember that name. It began the day in the backfield with Lang and then Luongo. But Breece Hall has seized the most of this opportunity. He's gone for over 100 yards rushing now. A very healthy average of over 6.5 per carry. Jones in motion. He still hasn't caught a pass. They give it to Hall, and he's going to be brought down for a loss. Going to lose a yard on the play. That was Jordan Jefferson, the true freshman.
We got a lot of true freshmen on this defense.
How about that?
Excellent play by Jordan Jefferson, getting off the block, getting down the line of scrimmage. Big time play, made a play on the opening series, and here he is coming up with a big one at the end of the 3rd quarter. We've seen Kerry Martin, we've seen Nick Troy Fortune, Tyke Smith, even Jordan Jefferson. All 4 of those guys making impact plays today, and all 4 true freshmen for the defensive coordinator, Vic Koenig.
45 minutes in the books, Dusty.
All right, question for you. How many Morgantowns are incorporated in the U.S.? 8. There's 1 in Kentucky, 1 in Indiana, and of course, 1 right here in Morgantown, West Virginia. Come on back for the 4th quarter. We got a good one.
This is college football on ESPN, presented by PlayStation, and a full moon in the background, highlighting the rugged shoulders of the Appalachians. Purdy complete to one of his favorite targets today. Petaway again with a big catch. Dusty, you know, here's something for you. You just stumped me a minute ago. West Virginia, did you know, is considered the southernmost northern state and the northernmost southern state?
Of course I knew that.
Oh, come on, man.
I was reading it off your
lie
card.
to me.
That is very interesting.
Didn't know you were a geography major at OU. Purdy hands it off to Hall into the boundary. Chandler makes the tackle on the play. 3-yard gain. Let's now look at today's PlayStation Player Impact Rating. Brock Purdy putting up some pretty good numbers.
Player impact rating of 90. I think that's warranted. Actually, I think West Virginia's done a pretty good job keeping him relatively in check. It's been more Breece Hall for a large part of this game. Brock Purdy's found the end zone once, not via pass, but only on the ground.
His dad, Sean, was drafted in Major League Baseball. A 16th round pick by the Angels. Brought down that time by Fortune. Sets up a 3rd down and about 2 to go. Brock Purdy for some very good athletic lineage.
Nick Troy Fortune, he's putting together a ball game. I thought early they were kind of picking on the young corner. He's taking the challenge. Good job bottling up the quarterback, setting the edge, forcing him back inside. Trying to get a big stop here on 3rd down. Big formation for Iowa State.
Fuller in motion. Hall. Oh, tackle behind the line. Knifing through, lacerating that defense was Josh Chandler. And it's going to set up a 4th down. Huge play by the defense, Dusty.
It was. Linebacker going to come right through. Watch him navigate, work, find the seam in the offensive line, and a huge tackle for loss to force a field goal. Vic Koning's got to be proud of the way his defenses came to play this afternoon. Come up with a lot of stops, scored a touchdown. Valiant effort here so far, holding this Iowa State offense in relative check.
Braden Narveson attempting this field goal from 46. And he got it. Had just enough leg. And they take a 10-point lead. Still plenty of time to go, though, for Coach Brown's Mountaineers. He'll take it. Jack Allison faced with a daunting challenge here. His team down by 10 points. Taking over from Austin Kendall at quarterback. This is Sam James on the return. James, one of their top receivers. Eddie Brown in the backfield. They give it to James, and James, not much room. 3-yard pickup. Let's go back to the studio. I expected a little bit more of a competitive game there, Dusty.
I did too. Had a rough year for Jimbo Fisher and Texas A&M.
Yeah, we had them against Arkansas several weeks ago in Jerry World.
TJ Simmons, Sam James need to come alive here in this series for West Virginia's passing game.
Brown in motion. Little receiver tunnel screen. The pass complete to Sam James again. Hit immediately by Robertson. Talking about Alabama handling Texas A&M right now.
Big game tonight. Yeah. Florida LSU.
Who do you like?
I like LSU. I think Florida's going to keep it close, though. 2 touchdowns seems a little bit rich for me. SEC West can be tough.
I like what the LSU Tigers have done offensively this year. Plenty of time. Incomplete by Allison. Intended for number 13, Sam James. Looked like they had a little malfunction at the junction. Not on the same page. And they'll have to punt.
Was a good protection. Jack Allison had plenty of time to survey the field and throw the football. Actually looked like he went to his 3rd read on that. Sam James, he sat down in a little hole in that zone coverage, was open, but Jack Allison just misfired. Throw he probably wishes he could have back.
Rowden. Line drive, low punt, fielded on the fly at the 39-yard line by Milton. A 32-yard punt, nothing on the return. Cyclone football. When we come back, they are undefeated in October. Folks, the West Virginia University rifle team, get this, has won 17 NCAA rifle championships.
Wow. That's impressive.
Man. They straight shooters.
What about the Mountaineer?
He's a straight shooter, too.
Yeah, with that musket.
It's the Mountaineers. Let's go. It's the Mountaineers. Let's go.
Man.
I'm not sure about the headgear there.
That looked great on you, brother.
The tie game at half, 14-14. Cyclones. Now 10 consecutive points since. Brock Purdy down the middle on a seam and complete down to the 38-yard line. Charlie Kohler. That is a beautiful delivery. Kohler actually had a touchdown last week in that game against TCU as well.
I mean, it's great timing. Charlie Kohler is going to work up as soon as he clears the safety, number 8, Quantel Raines. Ball's delivered on time and on target. Quality throw by Brock Purdy to one of his favorite targets, Charlie Kohler.
Hall between the tackles. Picked up about 3, and they can afford Dusty to be very patient right now with the play clock and run it down a little bit, right?
In no hurry whatsoever. Up 2 scores, game in control, on the move. Clock is your friend. No reason to get in any kind of hurry if you're Brock Purdy in this offense.
Last year, Brock Purdy was 18 of 23 passing for 254 yards in the win against West Virginia in Ames, Iowa. Under 8 minutes to go. Hall again. Good burst up the middle and picks up another first down. Tonkery making the stop.
Acceleration through the hole again for Breece Hall.
From Wichita, Kansas, he has outrushed the entire West Virginia squad by a huge margin.
And what were we told yesterday, talking with Matt Moore, the offensive coordinator of West Virginia, they had to run the football. One of the biggest things they needed to do, and that Iowa front just has been unrelenting all throughout the day. And the emergence of Breece Hall, just a huge factor in this Iowa State rushing attack.
Into the end zone, Purdy, touchdown! Skates with a catch.
And that's what running the football does, Jonesy. When you run the football effectively, you pound, you pound, you pound, then you come back, you can play action pass, and Brock Purdy with a strike to Joe Skates on the post in the end zone.
Under 7 minutes to go, and this stadium has gone deafeningly silent. With a 17-point lead. That picture tells a big story about the spirits of the people here in Morgantown right now. Joseph Skates with the touchdown catch. And a nice throw from Brock Purdy. They got 99 problems, but touchdowns aren't one. A look at some of the wonderful scenery here in Morgantown, West Virginia. An array of colors cascading across the landscape.
Van Gogh would be proud.
Oh, he would.
Of that sunset. Gorgeous setting here.
Pretty inspiring.
Morgantown.
Things seemingly setting on the Mountaineers right now in their hopes. We're on fire. That's right. Out to the 25-yard line. McMillan making the tackle on the play.
We've talked about Matt Campbell and how much he loves this team. I think these players love their coach. You can see the love.
Pass complete at the 26. Number 16, Winston Wright. Under 6.5 minutes to go. Jack Allison came in the first quarter in relief of Austin Kendall, who suffered an upper body injury. Pretty good numbers, but not really impactful, right?
Hadn't taken many shots down the field. And this Iowa State defense done such an excellent job tackling.
Most of those numbers amassed in the first half, and he throws a pick here. Braxton Lewis with the interception. And that might really just do it. Well, the good news is they didn't throw 4 interceptions like last week, but just looking to be half full instead of half empty.
Allison tried to hit T.J. Simmons on a deep over. It's zone coverage. Braxton Lewis is reading the quarterback's eyes, steps in front of the pass. Excellent interception by Braxton Lewis. Kind of taken over on the back end of that defense with Greg Eisworth out. Been a stellar performance once again by one of the best defenses in this league and garnering respect all across college football.
Yes.
John Haycock and this scheme that he implements, they are tough, physical, they play hard. and schematically just very difficult to deal with.
Real Mitchell now in at quarterback. 6-foot freshman.
You like to run him.
Gives them a little bit of a different look. Good wheels, gain of 3. We go back to Matt in the studio. All right, Matt, back here. It's 2nd down and 8. Big one, LSU, Florida, going to be real interesting to watch. Mitchell brought down. Hey, you know what I love? I was watching College Game Day a little bit earlier. They had a LSU fans, part of their tailgate. They had a gator on the spittle.
I saw it.
Over
that
the
was cool.
open fire.
Yeah, that was cool. I saw that. I'd like to eat some of that gator.
Oh, shoot. I'll break off some of that tail. Tastes like chicken.
By the way, we just showed that graphic. Remember in the first half how close it was? Right. I mean, it was even. We pulled down all the stats, and it was neck and neck. Second half, been completely dominated by this Iowa State Cyclone football team in all 3 phases.
3rd down and 7 for Mitchell, now in for Purdy at quarterback. Hall takes it. Hall has made all kinds of big runs here today. The pile moves, but ends up a yard short of the 1st down. There's a look at Mitchell, the new quarterback out of East Vale, Cali.
Typically when he comes in, when Brock Purdy is playing, but he's obviously been pulled up here with a good lead late in the ball game. Real Mitchell, the package when they bring him in is the Blaze package.
From the 17-yard line, Mitchell keeps it, got a blocker in front of him. Boy, he can outrun a defense by himself. Got a nice block from Breece Hall, actually.
It's like a Blaze, man.
Ooh, fast. Yeah, there's a great story about his mom.
That's very cool. Seriously, yeah. I used to, every Saturday night, my brothers and I, man, that was our show. By the way, ESPN Plus app, you got it?
Yes.
I got it.
On everything.
Use it all the time.
Phone, iPad, laptop at the crib. 3:15 to go. Iowa State on the verge of improving to 4-2 overall. And 3-1 in conference play. Hall picks up about 2. Meanwhile, West Virginia going to have to figure out how to bounce back from this, their 2nd consecutive home loss, Olivia.
Yeah, guys, and speaking of great stories, I got one on Neal Brown. He told us that after spring ball, he realized that something was lacking, and that lacking part was being close. So in this video, you can see all these guys have spent a lot of time together outside of football. Looks like some fun, huh? He told us, I knew if we were going to have a successful year 1, we'd have to overachieve and win some close games like this one was for a bit. From experience, he knew that tighter teams are more capable of doing that. Check it out, whitewater rafting. They went to a coal mining excursion, bowling, Topgolf, a lot of fun.
And Mitchell stopped up at about the 1-yard line, Dusty. And they're going to need that galvanizing spirit after this game, Dusty.
They are the team unity. They did so many different things, and Neal Brown understood. And talking with the players, I thought was the most impactful to me. Darius Stills, the senior Colton McKivitz, was telling us this team just has a different feel. We're closer. We're a more tight-knit group, and you could tell all of them just really appreciate the culture that Neal Brown is bringing to West Virginia. Those coaches knew it was a very senior-laden team last year. It's a very young, inexperienced team. So they knew they would take their lumps, and that's why they knew as much as anything that unity, that team building was going to be paramount for this season moving forward.
Hall with the touchdown run, another one, his 3rd of the night. A little bit more icing for the Cyclones. They make it 37-14. He only had 18 carries coming into the game.
26 tonight, 132, 3 touchdowns. The secret is out.
Give him that jacket.
Breece Hall.
My man came dressed to represent the squad here. The lead is 23. Boy, to think that this game was close at halftime. It was tied at 14.
Deadlocked. I mean, a tale of two halves. We showed you the stats at halftime. As close as it can get. Plays, total yards, first downs, time of possession. Even West Virginia was outdoing them on third down conversions. Second half, it is a completely different story. Thorough domination of the Iowa State Cyclones as they pulled away now by 24 here on the road in Morgantown, West Virginia. And this is kind of what we've talked about. They kind of put this football team under Matt Campbell, put it in a different gear once they reach the month of October. It's going to be a team you're going to want to watch the rest of the season navigate through Big 12 country.
Yeah, they were, sorry, Dusty, 8-0 in October, going back a couple of years. And we'll take a look at their schedule. I want to get your thoughts on what it looks like moving forward for them. I know they've got that game at Oklahoma coming up on the 9th of November.
A lot of football left to play throughout Big 12 country, but keep your eyes on this Iowa State Cyclone team.
And meanwhile, Tech leading in their game 20-17. Trey Lowe is in at quarterback now for the Mountaineers. Trey Lowe, the 6'2 freshman from Collierville, Tennessee. Lorenzo Dorr on that last carry. So Neal Brown going to give a few other guys an opportunity here late in the game, and the ball falls onto the ground, and the Cyclones say they have it. They do. A very unpropitious way to end the afternoon.
And you hate
it West Virginia.
You hate it because it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. They played so well for the first half of this football game, and then it just got away from them. We'll be anxious to see what the prognosis is of Austin Kendall. Remember, they lost him early in the football game.
Next week, a tough one at against Oklahoma.
Now, on the road in Norman, on the road in Baylor. Back-to-back tough weeks on the road. Back at home for Texas Tech, at Kansas State, Oklahoma State, and at TCU. It'll be interesting to see how this team rebounds and what they're able to do with the remainder of this season.
Purdy back in the ball game, takes a knee. Look at that schedule, and among other things I'm going to think about today is that game at Oklahoma in Norman next week. Will they go through Jones, Oklahoma on the way there?
They might.
They might.
They might go through Jones. Next time I'm in Jones, Oklahoma, I'm taking a picture and sending it to you.
I don't believe you.
Breece Hall, I think, is the name that's really going to emerge out of this football game for Iowa State. Just a career night for the true freshman here in Morgantown, and just a steady performance by Brock Purdy once again, continuing to improve and really show that this Iowa State offense has become a really well-rounded offense. It's going to be tough for Big 12 teams to deal with.
Brock Purdy, a guy that likes to lead. And to think that defensively they did it without one of their best players defensively, Greg Eisworth. Able to maybe get him back soon.
You'd hope so.
Off that injury. He's a key part of that unique defense they play with their safeties.
One of the best defenders, not just on this team, but in the Big 12.
Final score once again, 38-14. Iowa State improving to 4-2. College football scoreboard is next on ESPN to get you ready for Florida LSU. For Olivia and Dusty, I'm Mark Jones. Nothing says we love you, Coach, like that right there. Sending you back to the studio for the college football scoreboard.